Most people overlook this critical factor in conversation. And I'll show you how you can apply it as well, because it really does make a difference. A guy called Hall identified that there are different zones with how close you can stand to someone. And different demographics and cultures have different comfort levels with how close they stand. But there are general rules that you can apply. And there are 4 zones. They're called proxemic zones. And really, this is just, as I say, how close you stand. Because we've all been in that weird situation where somebody just stands a bit too close. And it doesn't matter what they're talking about. You could have won the lottery. All you can think about is how uncomfortable they've made you. So the first one is the intimate zone. This is 45 centimeters. So this is reserved for the closest of relatives. So you might be your spouse or something like that. And essentially, if you come into this space uninvited, it does feel very intrusive. Number 2 is the personal zone, which is 45 centimeters to 1.2 meters. And this is the space for friends and close colleagues. Conversations here will tend to be a lot more open and relaxed. And then number 3, you have your social zone, which is 1.2 to 3.6 meters. And this is used for professional interactions, networking, or casual acquaintances. And then you have the public zone, which is 3.6 meters and above. And this space really is for public speaking. So you'll notice that whenever people are that far away, you start speaking in a much more sort of outspoken way, just in terms of volume. So the aim isn't necessarily to get closer. If all we think about is getting closer, you'll find that as people get closer, it gets a bit more uncomfortable. It becomes a bit weird. So we have to understand that where a person feels most comfortable, and also where a person has categorized a conversation, and you can mirror that back. So in a conversation, people naturally also adjust their distance based on whether they agree and disagree. So they essentially move through these zones, but on a very micro scale. And when you can identify that, you can see if people are leaning in, it might mean that they're engaged, but it also means that they're coming closer with that space. They're drawing that space together, which means they're interested in what you're saying. And when they take a step back, they're creating distance. And it might just be to take a breath, but it may well be a psychological distance. They may completely disagree with what you said. And so reading these signals has a massive impact on how well somebody is receiving what you're saying. So when you notice someone pulling away, you can adapt, you can slow down, or you can adjust your tone, or ask a clarifying question to really, hook them back in. Because that makes a difference. When you notice that and do it immediately, understanding these different spaces allows you to maintain control in conversations, and it helps you build trust and ensures that your message is actually landing the way you want it to. So there's the proxemic zones. I hope it helps.